Wow, there are so many protesters, but what are they protesting about?
They're protesting about women's rights, of course.
But don't women already have rights?
Well, Giandre, women have a very long history of having limited rights. It's only until recent years that they started getting some equality with men.
True, we would explain more about women and feminism to you, but the history is very complicated. The only way we'd be able to explain is if we traveled back in time.
Okay, do it.
What?
Travel back in time so you could explain.
Whoa, where am I? What's this on the floor? Japan surrenders, end of war? It says World War II ended. Excuse me, miss, where are you going?
I'm going to the women's strike in front of the factory. Ever since men came back from the war, us women have been facing discrimination in the workplace. Even though we're able to vote after the First Great War, there is no equality between men and women. We don't even get paid equal wages as men.
Is that so?
Yep, women take up about 50% of the workforce, and we're going to join together to strike until we get equal rights. Anyway, got to go.
It seems like the fight for equal wages continued just like it did in post-World War II.
Meanwhile,
Whoa! Did I just travel back in time? I guess Giandre brought us to the past to find out how women were treated in history. I think I see a girl over there. Hello, this might be a weird question, but can you tell me how women here are treated? That is a weird question, but I can answer that for you. Women's roles changed a lot ever since communism was introduced in our country. Mao Zedong famously said, "Women hold up half the sky." Thus, the new marriage law was implemented and stressed that marriage could not be forced. It also gave us equal rights in owning property, inheritance, and more. Plus, patriarchal practices changed. Child marriages and foot binding were abolished. Overall, women in communist China enjoyed pretty liberated lives. Sounds like being a woman in China is great. Well, not exactly. Because of the one-child policy, more than 500,000 female births have statistically disappeared from government statistics. Some parents sent baby girls away to be raised secretly. Some even singled them out for infanticide. That's terrible. Good thing the one-child policy doesn't exist anymore.
meanwhile,
Wow, this must either be India or its documents. Hey, random street woman, I assume you can speak English and can tell me about the recent history of women's rights in South Asia.
In India, women live domestic lives. Only 54% of women are literate.
These literacy stats continue to 2021. Country-wide female literacy recently reached 70.3%.
India continued with patriarchal practices. The Hindu practice of dowry is when a woman's family pays gifts to the husband. If husbands are unsatisfied, they kill their wives. They sometimes set them on fire and frame their deaths as a cooking accident.
Oh, I've heard about this. Wives are also forced into suicide after being mentally and physically abused by their husbands. Dowries are horrible. Are there any positives of being a woman in India?
The position of women in politics has seen some change with effective female politicians. In India, there is Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto served as the 11th and 13th Prime Minister. In Sri Lanka, the first female Prime Minister was Sirimavo Bandaranaike. Her daughter, Sandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, was the first female president of Sri Lanka.
So it sounds like some aspects of women's roles changed while others continued. What's that noise? Uh-oh!
How do I get back to 2022? What's that sound? I wonder where Chance and Avery are right now.
Before y'all say anything, I want to tell you guys what I learned. I've been watching the news while you were gone, and I saw that women are still fighting for equality today. One problem women currently have is access to education. In South Sudan, about 3/4 of women fail to attend primary school. Additionally, only 17% of women are educated in the Central African Republic and Niger. In America, Texas recently passed the Texas Heartbeat Act to ban abortions after the baby's heartbeat. This caused an increase in women's protesting and pushing for the right to have abortions legally.
Protest for women reproductive rights is a continuity. In the 50s, women in the United States demanded full control over their bodies. Thus, birth control pills were introduced in the 60s.
Yup, and abortions were legally protected in the 70s with the Roe v. Wade case. The Texas Heartbeat Act changed the policies from the case.
Women's roles in society has still changed. Today, women are able to live more independent lives than ever.
Yup, women's roles have changed and continued with feminist challenges. AP World. Avery, Chance, and Alina and Jean.